What's up, listeners? Pennywise is back, and so are we for Bonus 4. I'm Connor Eyzaguirre.
Austin Johnson.
And this is Filmgazm. Arguably the horror event of the decade, It Chapter 2 was released last weekend. We've been looking forward to that for 2 years. It did not disappoint. And, whew, what were your thoughts on
Fantastic.
It?
I was, I would say my expectations were definitely met. Maybe a little higher, because the stakes felt so high, because the first one did so well. We all loved it. Everybody was all in on it. Made a ton of money.
Yeah.
And this one just felt like there was a lot more pressure. And
yeah.
And with that comes maybe some harsh criticism, but I loved it. Personally, I see that there are a little bit of problems with it. We'll get into that as this episode goes on.
Yeah.
But, man, I am so satisfied.
Oh, my God.
And I had a blast. It felt like an event. Like you said, it's probably... I think it is the horror event of the decade, so...
Yeah.
And I had so much fun.
I had very high expectations, because the first one was so good. I think everybody did. And, obviously, the bar had not been set very high with 1990's It. You can check out all about our thoughts on It in episode 27 from last week. And I thought this movie did the impossible, and that is surpassed the novel, I think.
Yeah.
I think that, and that never happens for me. It's either equal or less. Rarely does any movie surpass the book.
Yeah.
And this did it. It 1 and 2 as like one entity, better than the book.
Agreed, and a Stephen King, adaptation at that. So.
And I think even he thinks that too, considering how he can poke fun at his own ending, which is one of my favorite parts of the movie.
Yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and say, spoiler alert ahead. Stephen King is in the movie.
Yeah,
what a great bit. Yes, he was totally with this. I listened to Andy, director Muschietti. He got to talk about his relationship with King is pretty good, and they're able to really bounce off each other and decide on things, and that's really important as time goes on, because that's not gonna, let's be honest with ourselves, Mr. King's not gonna be with us for forever, so that's really hard to look at, but these are the kind of things that we're gonna hold on to, and I'm really glad that they were able to come to this sort of agreement, because we deserved this story to be retold in a way that was satisfying. Because 1990 it was not good. So we needed this. The fans needed this, and like Connor said, you don't even need to see the 1991 or really read the book anymore, which is amazing. Now you have this 5+ hour
event
epic
film, really.
Yeah, epic. So I cannot wait for him to come out with the director's cut of the...
Oh, Jesus.
It's going to be beautiful.
6 hours of just clown fright. It's going to be nuts.
Oh, yeah.
And he's, of course, dipped his toe into the King pool, and he's not leaving anytime soon. He's doing road work next.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait to see this guy do a ton of adaptations. He's the new Frank Darabont, as far as I'm concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so great. So, the cast of It Chapter 2 is fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
Bill Skarsgård, once again, kills it as Pennywise, both literally and figuratively.
He wins the movie again for me.
Yeah.
He just continues. He's cemented himself as this all-time scarer, all-time horrifying character.
Yeah. Unbelievable. The bar's been set for King villains again.
Yeah.
And the kids all perform admirably, I think, for the most part. Everyone does a great job. Let's go a rundown of them. Bill Denborough is played by James McAvoy, who we fucking love.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
He's got his hand in so many cool things.
He really, he's amazing.
Yeah.
Bev, played by Jessica Chastain, wonderful, does an amazing job.
I
she
can't say enough about her.
She was the kid's pick to play, young Bev's pick to play old Bev was Jessica Chastain, which pretty cool.
Very cool. Yeah, I love, and they look like they could be siblings, so that's fantastic.
And then Ritchie is played by Bill Hader, who fucking steals this thing.
Yeah, he really has. Everybody's talking about him. My personal favorite's Chastain, but
Okay.
everybody's talking about Hader, and understandably,
I've never seen him in a role like this before.
He's really shocking the world. I think there's a lot of people who have seen him in HBO's show Barry, where he writes and directs and he plays the main character. And he shows a lot of range, but this is like, okay, in front of all of America for the first time since Saturday Night Live, really. So
yeah. And this is such a layered character. Like,
oh my god,
you've got a whole new side to Ritchie, which wasn't evident in the first one, but now looking back, you can totally see it.
Yep,
is that Ritchie was secretly gay.
Genius storytelling,
and you can tell Bill Hader's depiction of the character is holding onto that like an anchor, just every day of his life, and he's never been able to be himself. So that's why he jokes around, is because he's just hiding this pain in his heart his whole life. And it's so evident, and it's so great to see that just kind of come out at times. Yeah. And it's perfect. It's an amazing performance.
It really is, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if he made some sort of, was like up for like a Golden Globe or something.
Maybe.
He's just, he everybody loves him, and he's what everybody's talking about. That's what everyone, even if they didn't love the film, or if they're not a huge, It fan or whatever, that people can walk away saying, man, Hader really stole the show.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Mike Hanlon is played by Isaiah Mustafa. He did a great job. I like him.
You might recognize him from the old Old Spice commercials.
Holy shit, that is the Old Spice guy. Yeah, I knew that face. Yeah. I knew his face.
Good to see he's serious. He's a serious actor now.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
But yeah. I thought his role was much better than it was in the book and in the miniseries. He has a much more developed role of really just somebody who missed his friends and really kind of lies to them to get them back here.
100%.
Some cold shit.
He does, and he's lost his goddamn mind.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of rightly so. I kind of understand it, but
he never left. Everyone else moved on, but he couldn't move on.
He's this. There really could be Mike's own movie where he's going through these things as the years go on. What happened to Mike those 27 years in between? Like, what's he experiencing? What's he learning about all of this? So, very layered character.
Oh, for sure. Loved his depiction.
And Isaiah Mustafa, that's not a name everybody knows. Again, he's most famously known for a commercial. So
Andy Muschietti didn't go for just shock actors. He went for people who could fit the role.
For sure.
And I love that.
Great balance.
Yeah. Ben Hanscom is played by Jay Ryan. And honestly, I think he's the weakest link for me.
Agreed. Yeah, I think that's pretty universal.
Yeah.
Just not believable. And also, there's huge plot lines with, Beverly, of course, and him. I don't believe Chastain and Jay Ryan at all.
I know.
It doesn't make any sense. And it kind of affects Chastain's performance in a negative way. And I'm like, damn it.
It's like it's there because it needs to be there.
Yeah, and the scene between them, it's a big, massive scene, when they're like screaming at each other, and he's like... Mm-hmm. Saying what he wrote, the poem that he wrote. It didn't really hit for me. I wasn't totally there for that one. I was creeped out because of what was happening to Beverly.
Yeah.
But I wasn't totally there for the dramatic part of that.
Well, I always thought the poem was like way too cheesy anyway. So making that like the big romantic linchpin, I thought, didn't really work.
Maybe it would have worked if they were 12.
Yeah.
But if you're yelling that when you're in your 30s, and it just doesn't add up.
Well, and I didn't think it was necessary to add the love triangle between Bev, Ben, and Bill.
It's a little bit distracting.
It's distracting, and it has no payoff, and it makes Bill seem like kind of a bad person for cheating, like trying to cheat on his wife.
Almost. Yeah. That's true.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you get why she's looking window shopping. I mean, her husband's a fucking monster.
Yeah, you learn that right away.
Yeah.
Very brief scene.
But, I don't know. Oh, cool thing. In the board meeting where we meet Ben, old Ben, the guy who's arguing with Ben is young Ben from the miniseries.
That's great. Just love that. Fantastic.
Love that stuff. Eddie Kasprak is played by James Ranson. I think that's how you say his name.
Mm-hmm.
And wow, way to go. Props.
Oh, yeah.
He did an amazing job. I think he's the best kid to adult transition. It feels like the same character.
They look the exact same. It's kind of scary.
They act the same. They've got the same just hypochondriac craziness, and it's so funny.
Oh, man. I'm 5'9". It's an average. It's the average height.
His back and forth with Bill Hader is awesome.
It really is something else. And I love James. He was a big character on The Wire. That's how I first knew about him, Ziggy, in season 2. But I didn't know he was capable of building that kind of chemistry with someone who's such a star in the comedic realm like Bill Hader, and kind of go toe to toe with him the whole time.
Yeah, it
was really fun to watch. Really beautiful.
For sure.
And their storyline is, to me, the movie is really what you're going to remember. It's really, really heartfelt stuff. Really heartfelt stuff.
Indeed. And then Stan Uris is played by Andy Bean, but of course he has a brief role because Stan... Effective. Very more effective than it's ever been.
Well done, Andy Bean.
And of course Stan kills himself after getting Mike's phone call in order to give the losers something to fight for. And knowing that he would be a liability if he was there.
Yeah.
And that's fucking courage.
Yeah, and we get like some serious closure at the end of the movie when you get that letter. They all are reading the letter from him saying, I had to take myself off the board. Like, I had to make sure that you guys could get the job done.
Yeah.
Very selfless, in my opinion, as a character, as a guy who knows, you know what? This is between good and evil. I have to step aside because I can't.
Yeah.
I can't go on. So.
And all of the kids from the first one reappear. Jaden Martell, Wyatt Olaf, Jack Dylan Grazer, Finn Wolfhard, Sophia Lillis, Chosen Jacobs, and Jeremy Ray Taylor all return to play their respective roles in new scenes where we get to see how Pennywise fucked with them even further when they were alone.
Yeah.
And, there's some scary shit in this one. And
I didn't know that this movie, this is one of the ways that it kind of took my expectations through the roof, was that it kind of built the first movie to be even better because there's even more development in these kids. It makes it scarier, that first movie, you know what I mean, as far as story goes.
It's a cyclical kind of thing.
Each of these kids, it went through even more than we thought, as if, there wasn't enough fucking torture in the first movie.
Yeah.
There was more.
Dude, Paul Bunyan tries to eat him.
Yes.
One of the kids.
Yeah, let's just talk about. I guess we'll just talk about what are your favorite bits, because this is a fucking meal of a horror movie.
It's almost 3 hours.
Millions of jump scares, millions of psychological scares, just constant chaos.
It's just Andy Muschietti keeps the same tone, keeps this. It doesn't feel like a sequel. It feels like a natural continuation.
Same atmosphere. Yeah,
absolutely. And goddamn, it starts out incredibly dark.
Yeah.
With the gay couple getting attacked at the carnival in Derry.
I don't know what to think about that still.
It's brutal, it's aggressive.
It's like the scariest part of the movie.
Yeah.
Where you're really just kind of cringing and also holding on your seat, like, how much longer is this going to go? I
remember that scene from the book, and I was really surprised that they put that in.
Yeah.
It was...
I guess, I don't know. I've heard people, they've had like serious problems with that part of the movie.
Yeah.
I don't really know how I feel. I guess I'm neutral. It is, it's showing Derry's a piece of shit town,
Well, I think I talked to you about this last night. I saw that scene as to show you that Pennywise has tainted this town. That there is evil in this town brought on by him being there for millions of years. He's like a cancer that's just spread across this place. And it shows that the losers did nothing in the first one. They didn't stop shit. He's been there ever since, waiting and growing stronger. And, until he's gone, Derry's going to be just, people getting attacked by strangers and parents abusing their children and just evil adults.
Yeah, and that's those guys that beat him up at the beginning of the movie would be like Bowers, would be like these just shitty guys who've been basically possessed and like think that it's okay to just beat the shit out of random people. Mm-hmm. And they do give that guy a really great line though when he says, Meg Ryan called and wants her wig back.
That was so fucking dated.
Oh my God. I love it. I was like, that's great. I was laughing, man. I enjoyed that. They gave him a good line before. Oh boy.
Yeah.
He got fucking tossed off a bridge.
He gets tossed off a bridge, and then Pennywise grabs him, and in front of his partner, just bites right into him.
It is.
And Pennywise wastes no time in this movie.
Brutal. And the cinematography wastes no time showing off. When he's going in the water and the camera's going in and out of the water, and you can see Pennywise waiting. Oh boy.
Yeah.
I was like, welcome back to Derry, fuckers. Here we go.
That's what Andy was saying to us.
Yeah. Oh, and I was happy to be back. Yeah.
And then we see Pennywise take out a little girl, and that was a dark, dark scene.
Also, yeah, very, very dark.
Too real, almost. Like, that didn't feel like a monster. That felt like a child predator.
That Skarsgård
getting a kid.
Shining moment for me. Is, you can really see his eyes at play there. And he starts drooling. You're supposed to say 3.
Gets her.
That will never get old to me. Is
the hands coming out of the darkness. It's just it's filmed so great.
Yeah, and the head opening up with all the teeth. And just,
Jesus.
Yeah.
Ugh. I love that they are constantly reminding you that he's not a clown. He is a demon wearing a clown.
Yes.
You never forget that.
I don't. I never. Yeah, I really don't. I'm always that's just an evil thing.
Oof. So each of the adults gets a phone call from Mike saying, "Hey, it's back, and you made a pact." And everyone has a different visceral reaction to it. Ritchie vomits.
Yeah.
Bev freaks out on her psycho husband finally and leaves. And everyone just kind of has to handle this their own way.
Mm-hmm. James McAvoy, Bill. Bill is working like on a movie. That's when we see who?
Yeah.
Peter Bogdanovich.
What the fuck? Peter Bogdanovich.
Peter Bogdanovich is playing a director in the movie that Bill is writing the screenplay for.
Why the hell Peter Bogdanovich?
I don't know.
That was so out of left field.
I'm totally fine with it. I was like, this is great. I don't think a lot of people are seeing it know who that is.
That's why I was surprised. I'm surprised it wasn't somebody more contemporary.
I don't think a lot of people recognize Stephen King.
Oh, that's fucking sad.
No, seriously, when that happened in the theater for me, I saw it on Saturday, so 2 days after it came out, technically, and you saw it on Thursday night.
I saw it opening night, yeah.
You saw it opening night. The reaction when Stephen King was me going, "Ha!" And I also looked at my girlfriend. He's wearing a Neil Young shirt. I love that. That's great.
That was great. But yeah, Peter Bogdanovich is there. Bill is a writer who's written a novel that they're making a movie on, and everybody fucking hates the ending to this novel. Funny. They're constantly, giving Bill shit for writing his terrible endings. I wonder if there's another real-life author, a contemporary, if you will, who has that same problem.
Who also appeared in the movie.
I love that they can make that joke. The Stephen King's humble enough to admit that the ending to the It novels fucking sucks.
Hey, I wrote 1,000 pages. 990 of them are fine.
I've read about 45 to 60% of his work, and I gotta say, most of the endings suck. I mean, he gets it occasionally, but most of the time it's a great story and just a fucking horrible way to just end that shit. I don't get it. He just can't do it.
It feels like his best endings are when it's like Stand By Me and Shawshank and stuff that's a little bit more like wholesome and not horror and sci-fi and fantasy, when his head's not fucking...
I agree.
Fucking explode.
I think one of his best endings, honestly, was Revival.
Yeah.
That ending fucked with me, man.
Yeah, I've never read that book, but I've
it's such a great
I've read
story.
About
I'm waiting for that movie because honestly, I think that's one of his best books, and I don't think a lot of people know about it really.
It'll come. Oof. These movies kind of are starting this giant explosion. This Stephen King bomb.
We're getting everything. It's so great. Nothing's off the table now.
No, and even remakes. That's what's great, is that we can rehash anything.
They're even mining the short stories.
And I'm not, I've spoken about how I don't love sequels and remakes, but if it's Stephen King related...
I think I'm all for remaking a bad movie.
Yes, I was about to say that. And if it's bad. Like it, yeah.
Exactly. So they all go to Derry, and they meet up at the Chinese restaurant, Jade of the something...
they don't know about Stanley yet.
They don't know about Stanley.
So I guess we should say that.
Yeah,
so,
six of them show up.
So they all show, 6 out of the 7 show up, and they're like, oh, Stanley's not here. And they're like, oh, well, he's not going to, he's not going to show. Come on, man. It's Stanley.
Yeah. And they're all having, oh, it's you. They're having a moment, and they're all excited to see each other.
Mike is being, kind of creepy. He's like, oh, hey, good to see you guys, finally. I would immediately be like, all right, Mike, what the fuck is going on? But... this is a great scene.
And nobody remembers Pennywise.
Oh, no.
Mike's the only one who remembers. Because he stayed. Everybody who left forgot.
Yeah, he chose to process it and stay right in the middle of it while everybody else chose to run and forget.
Yeah.
And do things that are, very distracting. Very distracting jobs. The comedian writing, like all these things that keep you like busy and keep your mind moving, keeping it away from stuff that happened to you a long time ago. So. And
Eddie, this bothered me, but I knew this was going to happen. Eddie married his fucking mom, basically.
Yeah.
Psycho woman who controls him.
Oh, God.
But, he gets to find himself in this one.
He does.
Over the dinner, they all start to realize, like, didn't we do something together important? And suddenly, I think it's Bev who says Pennywise. Like, it comes back to her. And then it comes back to all of them.
And they're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
and then shit.
And that's when the fortune cookies show up.
When they're shaking.
I knew that scene was going to be great.
Yeah, we talked about that. We talked about how, like, they could kind of, they're taking everything from the 1991 and from the book. And it's, on steroids.
Yeah.
It's on fucking crack. So
it's a budget now.
Yeah, exactly. So now you have a guy like Bill Hader screaming at a fortune cookie, and that's awesome. I'm so glad I'm really glad we got those scenes that are just so much better than what we've seen before.
Oh, for sure. And I just want to say it now. Turns out I was wrong. The scene where Pennywise eats a baby was not included in this movie, so thank God. But I have no doubt it is going to be on the supercut. So
when I listened to us talk about that back last night, it's like too far, and I was like, I'm sorry. I kind of sounded like an insane person. I'm really sorry. It's because my mind was in it. But when you take it out, you're like, oh wow.
One of us has to be the straight man.
Oh man, that's great.
But so they're freaking out. They leave the restaurant, and his kid approaches Ritchie and says something like, "Your time is up," or some line.
Yeah. And
Ritchie freaks out. He's like, "What the fuck are you talking about? You stay the fuck away from me!" And it's not the clown; it's a fan. It's hilarious.
And he's like, "It's from your stand-up, man." And then someone says, "Wait, Ritchie, you don't know a line from your own stand-up?" He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna write my own material." Hater. Oh man, so good.
He sheepishly asks the kid, "Do you want a photo?" And he's like, "No, I'll pass. Thanks."
Oh man.
Great. So they go out in the parking lot, and everyone kind of wants to be like, "All right, fuck this, I'm out."
That's when Bev gets the phone call.
Yeah.
Infamous phone call.
And they find out Stan killed himself.
Yes.
And that's when they're all just like, we can't do this. Yeah. Who the hell are we to stop this thing?
Yeah, Ritchie and Eddie both get in their cars immediately. Yeah.
Bill's the only one who stays behind because Mike convinces him to hear him out, and he takes Bill back to this really sad apartment in the library, I think it is.
It's very sad.
And he tells him about the ritual of Chewed, which I can't believe they included in this movie.
Very cool. It could have gone poorly, but I think it went really well.
Yeah. I really thought they were going to cut that out. I specifically said that in the podcast on 27. Yeah. There's no way they're putting that in the movie. And they did. And props. And they do a great way of subtly but importantly stating Pennywise's cosmic backstory.
Yeah.
I think it satisfies longtime King fans, but also gives a satisfactory explanation for casual people.
Exactly. And that's really important, because it could get kind of confusing on, wait, this isn't just a clown, or this isn't just this thing. It's like, no, this is a million years old.
Million-year-old cosmic demon.
Yeah, so.
It's so weird.
And yeah, you can say, I have questions, you got to answer about that, but you gotta just run with it, and they do the best they can in the time they're given, and I was fine with it.
Yeah, it worked for me.
I rolled with it. I was not like, wait a minute, hold on. Yeah,
there was that brief mention of the word Maturin.
Yes,
I respected the hell out of that. That was nice. Shame they were eating the cosmic turtle, but you can't win them all. And Bill gets drugged by Mike so that Bill can see what Mike saw when he was shown by these indigenous people about the ancient evil that is Pennywise. And Bill learns that this ritual is the only way to kill him. So he agrees to help Mike wrangle the rest of the troops together to make sure this happens. And everyone goes back to the hotel. They're going to get their shit and go.
They don't really need to. Yeah, they don't need to wrangle everybody together because they're stank. You know what I mean?
Because Bev confesses that she has been having visions ever since she saw the Deadlights in the first movie.
Yes,
she's seen all of them die. She knows when they're going to die.
She saw Stanley die in the bathtub.
Yeah.
She says on the phone when she's hearing about Stanley, she says bathtub before bathtub is said. It's really crazy stuff.
Yeah.
That's why I love Beverly so much. That stuff is amazing.
Yeah. And so Ben, of course, is trying to wait for his moment. He's almost like creepy in the way he does it.
It's very high school. Yeah, like he's like waiting to ask her to dance at a prom. Like
it is,
please stop.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable at times.
It is, and again, this guy's. I'm sorry, Jay Ryan, but you're just not really the caliber of these other people. So it's like I'm not.
It's not that he does a bad job. It's just that I don't buy him as Ben.
Yeah, and
I don't believe he went through that.
I don't believe it.
The rest of them, I believe that they went through the shit with Pennywise. Him, I feel like he came in at the last minute or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
I also love the kid version of Ben so much.
He's good.
He's great.
He's good.
I love that kid.
I always like the character of Ben.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
New kid.
New kid
on the block.
Chubby kid.
New kid on the block.
But I don't really remember what happens in between then. I know that they all agree to stay, and Mike tells them about the ritual and says that they need to gather their tokens in order to make this happen. Everyone has some kind of special thing that was important to them during that time.
They have to do this on their own.
Yeah.
Individually.
Which was cool, but it padded the film. I'm going to admit that.
Oh yeah, and made it quite redundant, which I'm okay with personally because I love this stuff. And
I'm okay with it because it was entertaining.
And I'll watch it for 4 hours because it goes by fast for me because it looks amazing. The CGI looks amazing. The makeup looks amazing. Yeah. The music was amazing. So I don't care. Yeah. But for most fans, or most moviegoers, I understand how you'd be like, all right, there's a lot of fluff here.
Yeah. They're just getting Pennywise's Horcruxes. It's just unnecessary, really.
Yeah. Well, and they had the money to do more stuff.
They did, but I don't know. It does improve on the adult part of the story, which has always been the most forgettable part of the story. And I will not forget this.
Well, it also does that really cool thing where it's like the adult is remembering something from their childhood. Like Bill Hader specifically is one of the Paul Bunyan scene where he's just remembering something, or remembering when he was at the Capitol Theater and he's getting made fun of after playing Street Fighter. That stuff is really cool. Where it kind of almost feels like Godfather 2, where it's going back and forth. Like, that's a really cool trope that's been used a lot, but it's done really well in this.
Paul Bunyan. That came out of nowhere, and that was so creepy.
The Paul Bunyan scene is gonna last forever.
Broad daylight. Wow.
Yeah, at a park. Yeah, yep.
Shit. So that's Ritchie's token is a literal token.
Yeah.
From the arcade.
Yeah.
Bill has an incident where he gets pulled down the sewer drain where Georgie died, and he finds Georgie's boat. And he meets this kid and tells the kid, like, look, you need to get the fuck out of this town. You will not die like Georgie died. He gets really connected to this kid really suddenly.
Yes. Same kid that Ritchie ran into at the restaurant.
And it's really just to set up the House of Mirrors later on.
Correct. Give
Bill a reason to go hunt Pennywise on his own. And which you'd think at this point he would have learned. Wasn't it his idea that they're stronger together?
Yeah. Losers stick together, but I guess not.
Yeah. Bev goes back to this was creepy as fuck.
Oh god, yeah.
We saw part of this scene in the trailer. Bev goes back to her childhood home, meets this old lady who tells her like, "Oh, I remember him. He died. Your father died. I'm sorry to tell you. Please come in and have tea and cookies." So she comes in. Bev cuts a little piece out of the wall and finds the poem that Ben gave her when they were kids. The cheesy as hell poem. Ugh.
That's used as a device far too much in this movie, I think.
Both of them, really. It's not even that. It's weird. It makes no sense.
Yeah, no.
But whatever.
But she can't remember who wrote it. Yeah.
Even though they had that moment, but they did leave Derry, so I get that. And she looks around the house and she's talking to this old lady who's acting very strange. And she sees a picture of what looks like Pennywise on the wall. And suddenly in the background you see the old lady like twitching around. And she just comes at Bev And she's like 9 feet tall, giant mouth, naked freaking old woman lady, freaking
Excuse me, but tits flopping around. Oh, it's disgusting.
Oh, it's creepy.
It's horrible.
And then Bev,
Beverly gets the worst.
She does,
dude.
She does.
She either gets an old saggy lady trying to I don't molest her, or she gets just blood all over her. God damn,
it's creepy. And I think that's when after she sees Bill Skarsgård just as himself,
correct,
putting on clown makeup,
which is
holy shit.
You see him scratch his face. That's how he gets the lines.
He does that face. Weird thing with his mouth. Jesus Christ,
his lip actually moves. Yeah, Jesus Christ,
he was so good.
We're gonna get a Pennywise prequel movie. I know we are. I've heard way too much, read too much. Momentum that.
Too much of a good thing
that Skarsgård Skarsgård wants to do it. He wants to play young Pennywise.
It's not like he's a monster. It's not like he can have an. But
origin. He wants to. I think he wants to do that. No makeup. Oh man,
how would that even work? I mean, you can't
idea.
Do development on this guy. He doesn't exist. He's a spider demon from another dimension.
I'd watch it.
I would too. Damn it.
Who knows? Maybe there's way more to it. Or there has to be. Oh my god.
Eddie goes to the pharmacy. Before that, Bev leaves the building and is condemned. That was creepy.
Yes.
She never even went in there.
The fuck?
Eddie goes to the pharmacy, and his token is his inhaler, but he faces he finds his mom chained downstairs. Or that was the young Eddie. That was young Eddie's thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he finds his mom downstairs, and Pennywise... all that shit.
It's disgusting. It's disturbing creepy. As hell.
Yeah. I never liked his mom. She's just a gross person.
She sucks. She manipulated the hell out of him, so.
And then older Eddie, confronts the leper demon thing that haunted him in the first movie, and it vomits bile, black shit all over him. And Angel of the Morning starts playing for some reason.
Yeah. Oh, that was hilarious. Just for a little bit. Real quick. And then right back to lock in serious tone. You're like, what the fuck? Just when you might start getting okay, you get maybe bored. I don't know how someone could be bored, but and they just throw that at you. So it was funny.
Mm-hmm. Ben goes back to the school.
Yes,
and you see a flashback where he has a moment with Beverly and almost kisses her. And she's like, "Whoa, I meant as a friend, you fat bitch," basically.
Yeah,
and that's what
you think I would ever date someone as fat and disgusting as you?
Yeah.
No!
It's not Bev!
It's not Beverly, it's not Beverly.
Nope. And Pennywise chases him to a locker. And
oh, man. Jesus.
Yeah. Is that where he says, "Kiss me, fat boy"?
Yes.
In the original?
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Kiss me, fat boy.
I didn't like the miniseries, but I love the throwbacks.
Yeah. There's some great quotes from Tim Curry for sure.
Ben's token was what was his token? It was I
don't know.
I don't remember.
Neither do I.
Yeah,
that's gonna bother me because I know we don't.
That is gonna bother me.
Well, I'm gonna look.
All right, you look that up. I'll keep going.
Yeah, you continue.
So earlier they went to this underground cabin thing they built for themselves, and they found Stan's token, which was a shower cap that he made for them so that they wouldn't get spiders in their hair, because he was a Boy Scout. So they all get their tokens together, and Mike's like, "All right, so in order to do this, we got to go to where it lives," and the carnival's going on, and Bill has a moment where he's like, "I gotta go save that kid," and he goes to. We're jumping around all over the place because
it is all over the movies.
It's been a while. It's been a few days, and there's a lot.
It's 2 hours and 45 minutes.
So we're doing our best.
I cannot find Ben's fucking token.
Caleb, I know you remember it, so you reach out to me, and I will update in the future because it's going to bug all of us.
We might remember later in the episode. That's possible that it'll just come to us.
So Bill goes to the carnival to save this kid. He ends up in the House of Mirrors, and it's a brutal scene because Pennywise is just breaking his head against the glass to get this kid, and it's so grisly. It's like a cornered animal. It's so ferocious.
And Bill has he has no choice but to just sit there and watch.
Again. And Pennywise gets the kid, devours him in one bite.
Suffer.
Ugh. And I think after that, they decide they got to go do something about it. But before that, Pennywise has let Henry Bowers out of the insane asylum and told him to go kill them all. And he does a piss poor job of it. Bowers was the worst part of this movie.
Yeah, that guy didn't make any sense.
He doesn't... You take him out of the movie, nothing changes.
Yeah.
At least in the book and the miniseries, he, mortally wounded Mike, and they have to fight for him. But in this one, he just kind of stabs Eddie in the face, and he's totally fine.
I can't believe we couldn't remember this.
What?
It's the page from the yearbook.
The yearbook page in his wallet. That's Ben's...
The Beverly Marsh.
Ah, all right. Good. Way to go.
Yeah, Ben leaves with the page from his yearbook that Beverly signed.
Yeah, he's been keeping in his wallet for like 27 years. Jesus Christ, dude. It's creepy at this point. Ugh. I mean, I understand pining for a girl, but there's a point where it gets weird. Where you gotta admit to yourself that it's over, and you gotta move on.
Yeah.
And Ben clearly didn't move on.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
No. But they, Bowers goes after them. He stabs Eddie in the cheek.
Crazy scene.
Later on, he attacks Mike in the library, and Ritchie, who tried to take off, goes back and gets him in the back of the head with a tomahawk. And that's the end of Bowers.
Yeah, that's a fun one. It's fun to see Ritchie take down Bowers, because Bowers...
Then he vomits immediately afterwards.
Bowers is always, like, calling him names like faggot and stuff when they were growing up, so it's cool to see Ritchie end his ass.
Oh, yeah. Very satisfying. I just wish he'd been more integral to the plot.
Yeah, and that actor was just like, what the fuck? How old is this guy?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be 27 years, so you'd say they were around 40, right?
Yeah. He looked like he was 65.
Yeah. That guy looked like... If that guy's 40, that guy's had 1,000 too many Miller Lights, so...
Maybe crazy weighs on you.
Oh, man.
But they decide... Skipping forward a bit, they go out into beneath the house from the first movie, Pennywise's lair, and they go under the kind of point of penetration.
Which we know they're going the whole time. We know this. It's just a matter of how they're going to get there.
They get down there, and they find the deadlights. And those are creepy.
They are.
They're kind of like Pennywise's soul, almost. And they start to perform the ritual, and as they perform it, they put their tokens into this kind of vessel. They light them up, and they start chanting, and the deadlights start slowly going into the barrel, and you're thinking like, oh, this is easy. Nope. Because then it starts swelling up into a red balloon, and they didn't get him. Pennywise is out, and he's huge, and he's half spider.
Oh, yeah. Giant spider. Yeah.
Yep. Kind of combining the shitty novel ending and Andy Muschietti's new ending into this perfect union of clown and spider that I think works just fine.
I agree. I really enjoyed that last... It's pretty epic, that last fight between them and the...
Especially when Mike confesses to them that there was no guarantee this thing was going to work, and that the people who tried it the first time died. Like, wow, way to tell them that now.
Crazy. After they're all the way into this sewer.
Yeah. They're about to face Pennywise to the death, and he's telling them, like, yeah, we can't do it. Shit, man.
It's amazing.
Ugh. And, of course, Pennywise traps them all in their deepest fear. And it's great.
It's very great. Then we get, of course, some big-time stuff with Eddie Kasbrak.
Yeah.
Man, how do we say this?
This kills monsters, if you believe it.
If you believe it,
Eddie.
If you believe it.
He gets his hero moment, but he pays for it.
He does.
Pennywise stabs him with his pincher, gets Eddie. Very sad.
Yeah,
Ritchie's
devastating.
Yeah, Ritchie's trying to make sure he's okay. He gets one last jab in at Ritchie.
Hey, come closer. I fucked your mom. And we all get to laugh one more time.
Bill finally forgives himself for Georgie. which is great.
You lie, I die.
Ah, creepy. The kid who plays Georgie is props.
He's unbelievable. Yeah, he's
way
wonderful.
to go.
Wonderful.
Shit, man.
You lie, I die.
Ugh. Bev gets trapped in a bathroom stall filling with blood. We get a nice "Here's Johnny" from Bowers. That was perfect.
Classic.
And Ben gets buried alive in the clubhouse, and it's looking like Pennywise is going to kill all of them. Like he did it. But then they all start realizing they're stronger than this. They're stronger than their fear, and they overcome it, and they go after Pennywise on the offensive, and they have a plan to make him feel small so they can shrink him down to a normal size and fight him finally. So they just keep belittling him, calling him a clown.
Deflating him, yeah.
And it's so great to see Pennywise be like, stop it! No!
Yeah, shrieking, yeah.
Shrink him down to this little baby clown. And then, who was it? Was it Bill who ripped out his heart?
Yeah.
And they just squeeze it, and Pennywise crumbles.
Oh, man.
The dead lights go out.
So cool.
They get that fucker. And it is satisfying.
And it's really cool that there is no... that was it.
Yeah, there's no tease that he might still be out there like it was in the book. This fucker's gone.
The deed has been done. Lives have been lost.
Yeah.
They lost Eddie, they lost Stan.
Casualties of war.
Yeah.
And it's so satisfying to see them all, leave but not forget this time. They'll never forget. Bill knows how to write an ending now.
For sure. I love that.
Worth it.
I love that when Bill and Mike are talking on the phone after everything's done and they finally get that closure, and Mike has the confidence to say, I love you, man. Like, we're friends, it's really cool. It's a really cool moment.
It is. It's a very good moment.
Very satisfying.
Yeah. And, Ritchie gets it the hardest, because he lost the man he loved. And he'll never come back from that. He's going to try, but he never got to say what he wanted.
No.
He never got to really say goodbye. And I don't...
He never got to say hello.
He did. Oh, man.
He never got to really tell Eddie how he truly felt about him.
It was such a great add-on to that character. Really was.
And it makes the movies, makes the tone so serious, too. Like, this is so dramatic and so... it's like... I cried. I cried when I saw this in theaters. I cried at the end because of that. That tore me up. Yeah. That's what I wanted, though. I wanted a movie that was going to just stir my emotions, make me laugh, make me cry, do everything.
It lived up to the hype in spades, I think.
For sure.
It's a perfect 1-2 hit of just horror genius.
I don't know of a better 1-2 that I can think of where it just feels really clean,
Yeah, I'm totally I can't wait for his seamless supercut because it's gonna feel seamless.
Yeah,
because these two do feel seamless.
Yeah, exactly.
And props.
Just add in some deleted scenes and edit those suckers, and
for sure
we'll buy it.
Yeah, I will absolutely. Solid 8 from me.
I give it a 9 as well. I gave the first one
9.
Yeah, both of them. So yeah, an 18 out of 20 for both movies for me.
I don't know. There were parts some things like the Bowers thing. And
yeah. It might be an 8. Really, I just am so excited.
No problem.
I'm still so excited about it.
Yeah,
had so much fun.
That's it for the bonus on It Chapter 2. Can't wait to see what's next in the Stephen King game, and it is going to be Dr. Sleep. So expect a bonus on that because we can't fucking wait for that.
Of course, yeah.
And as always, see you next Wednesday, possibly sooner.
You lie, I die.